I'm Colleen, and I'm from New York. So I think actually the times where labels have affected me the most in my life, because I feel like, people get labeled all the time by all kinds of people. So the labels that have affected me the most are the labels that I've given myself. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure, especially for young women who are figuring out how they want to move in the world and what it means to be successful as a woman, or what it means to be good as a person. There's a lot of pressure surrounding that and fitting into a definition. So I have often found myself in my life labeling my own self as a failure, or as somebody who doesn't fit into those descriptions or match up to those imaginary pressures. And so I feel that there's a lot of power in the way that we treat ourselves and the way that we talk to ourselves. And that's been my biggest realization approaching 30, is that the way that you label your own self is actually the most powerful label. I think one of the biggest challenges when you're thinking about the way that you label yourself and the way that you allow other people's ideas to determine what that label is for your own self, is it can be really confusing, because you think that the way that you talk to yourself is the ultimate truth. But sometimes, actually, it's hard to discern what other people have said about you and what you're saying about yourself, and where those two meet in the middle and differ from the actual truth. And so for me, being able to find a sort of concrete truth, or getting in touch with myself and knowing what was right for my own self, was a really big deal. And I feel like that came through honesty, being really honest with myself. And once I did that, I found a community that supported me and that made me feel free and sort of without a label, or able to label myself in a way that was true, such as happy, kind, beautiful, all of these things that we're told all the time we're never good enough to achieve. And so I think really just being honest with myself, always checking in with the truth that I know is inside of me, which sounds really new agey and abstract, but I think that if you spend enough time alone with yourself, studying yourself and listening to yourself, that you'll find that it's there. And once that happens, the community that you need and that will support you suddenly surrounds you, and you feel that no longer are you just a label, but you're so many different things. So now I'm an artist and a poet, and I run my own arts press and collective called Mount Analog, and I live in Seattle, and I feel like sort of finding my truth, or finding that way to live in an honest manner, showed me that what I need to do is to be vulnerable and to take a leadership role in the arts community, and to give opportunities for other creative people, especially women, to have the confidence to put their work out there, and to give them a platform and a voice, and to support them in any way that I can, in helping them to find that sort of freedom in that community. And so I feel like in sort of getting rid of these labels that I've given myself, it's become my mission to help other people do that too. And the way that I've decided to do that is through art and writing, and through Mount Analog. From my story to yours, I'm Colleen, and I'm more than any negative label I've ever given myself.